Self-development is something that I'm extremely big on. And if you're not doing it, you're hurting yourself. Like, I love you enough to speak life and truth. And if you're not doing self development, you're stunting your growth in life and in this business. So that's something that you want to make sure is a priority because you can't pour and be the best version of you. It's like a video game. That's what I tell my team. It's like a video game. If you want to go to the next level in the video game, you have to beat the level that you're on, right? So you can't grow and go to the next level in your life, in your business, and anything until you have grown in that level that you're on right now. Then you can go to the next level. So self-development is something that I do every single day. I do more than most people. But it's super important. And what I've learned is you're only going to go as far as you're willing to grow. And so if you're feeling stuck right now, then I would just say, ask God, Lord, what areas that I need to grow in right now? Because there will always be another level that you need to grow into to go to the next level that God has for you and accomplish the things that He's put in front of you. Because you literally were brought here on purpose for a purpose. There's someone that only you can reach, and God has divinely assigned them to you. And if you're not out there growing and asking and posting, you're going to miss these people that need you. People need who you are. They need you to show up every day unapologetically you and only be you. Don't try and be anything else. That's another thing that's super important. Yeah, we're going to look at our enrollers and we're going to look at our, our sidelines, and we're going to look at people that are winning and be like, okay, what is she doing? I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it how I do it. I'm not going to do it how, Jasmine does it. I'm not going to do it how Kayla does it. I'm not going to do it how Arnie says it. I'm going to do it how I do it. I'm going to take what they do and I'm going to put it into who I am, because people are out here looking for you to help them see the light and have hope and change their situation, just like you've been able to do this business. And if you haven't yet, then it's coming if you just stick with it. So Christmas cash, how did I earn it? We do a task list, right? So we have our 6 simple tasks. And I don't know about you, if y'all guys like to use a paper list or what it is. I was a huge paper task person, but I did start doing a note section in my phone of time slots of when I'm going to do what task. That way I can check it off because it's the holiday season and we're busy, right? So I don't always have my paper with me, but I always have my phone. So if we're at the Christmas lights, or if I'm waiting in car rider line, or if I'm at the, dance, or if I'm, sitting on the sidelines at soccer, I can quickly pull out my list when I have 5 minutes and see, okay, what have I got done? Okay, what do I need to get done next? And then quickly get it done. So posting, right? Obviously, that's like a non-negotiable. Adding new to your network, right? Non-negotiable. And this is something that I know when you first get started, because I know there is some newbies on. So when you first get started, adding new friends can feel uncomfortable. But my friend that is in the business, her parents own a car lot. And if they only sold vehicles to their friends and family, they would have been out of business a long time ago. You can't grow a business on friends and family alone. And we have incredible products. You guys, right now, I want you to remember New Year's resolutions are coming. And the top 2 resolutions are always losing weight and getting healthy and making an extra income and paying off debt. And we have the answer, the solution to both of those problems. So we need to be shouting it from the rooftops, okay? Every single day, non-negotiable. And we also need to be reaching as many people as we can because we can help people with those things. So why would we keep that to ourselves? We're not being good stewards if we don't go out there and find the people, right? So adding to your network, of course, interacting, and then messaging. I do post reels, but I don't enroll from it yet. Speaking of that, okay, yet I will. It's coming. But we do host to post. I've grown my business to triple diamond by doing host to post. Majority of my enrollments are from host to post. I will send out 100 messages a day if I have to. And my goal is usually to get up 10 host to post a day. Last month, I got up at least 10 every day. And here's the thing, I started late, okay? Because the beginning of the month, we had the ranch. And then I had my cousin's wedding. And then when I was kind of busy in that time, and I believed the lie that I was too busy. I believed the lie. That's a lie. I wasn't too busy. I wasn't stewarding my time well. And time management is something that I'm so huge on. So I'm going to touch on that because I literally spent less time, not effort, less time going double to triple than I did going ruby, emerald, diamond, double. I spent less time, but more intentional time. And I was able to go double to triple than I did at any other rank. Why? Because time management was an area God will shine a light on an area that you need to grow in, and you'll think at first that it's because it's business, but it's not. It was always an area you need to grow in, but nothing was shining a light on it before. So, like I said, every level you go, you'll have another place to grow. Time management was huge for me. Atomic Habits, if you haven't read that book, so good. Miracle Morning, if you haven't read that book, so good. Those are books that I highly recommend. Okay, time management was a huge thing that I had to learn to be able to steward well, so that I could, because God's called you to lots of things, right? He's called you to be maybe a wife, a mother, maybe you work already, maybe you're in school, whatever it is. He didn't call you to all these things without you having the capability to do all of them and steward them well. But are you efficient with your time? If not, that's an area that you want to definitely focus on growing in. So, um, and I kind of lost my train of thought, but it's fine. Oh, yeah. So I believe the lie at the beginning of the month that I didn't have enough time, right? That was a lie. Okay. Quickly adjusted. And so so the next 3 weeks, I got up over 10 host to posts every single day. So I earned my Christmas cash, and most of it was from host to post for DTs and perks members. Okay. Also, another thing is I've lost over 30 pounds of the products. I love the products. I love the way they make me feel. I post about my results often. I post about not just like my before and afters, but how the products made me feel. Don't forget, you guys, if you're new in this and you're just getting started and you don't have the actual picture of your success yet, people will jump on board because you said you have more energy. People will jump on board because you said that the bloating is gone. They will jump on board because you feel better, because everyone wants to feel better. Everyone wants to have more energy. Everyone wants to have better gut health, right? So just how we share our testimony in the business, talk about your testimony with the products and how you feel. So I posted a lot about my results. And I post, consistently everyday product business life. If you're not doing a life post, people have to know who you are. They're not going to buy into your product before they buy into you. So they need to know who you are. So making sure that you're posting about yourself. And so then of course, well, I kind of skipped ahead, but having your goals written down, because I think it's like 74% more likely to accomplish your goals when they're actually physically written down. So I have mine on a piece of computer paper. I have little boxes that I can color them in as I get my enrollments. I have scripture on there so I can read it whenever I'm feeling like whenever I'm believing the lies or letting the doubt or fear creep in. I have goals for me, but I also have team goals, and I also have goals, like individual people that I want to like promote and stuff like that, and how many people on my team I want to earn in Christmas cash and all this kind of thing. So making sure that you have your goals written down, that's super important. Let me look at my notes. And I know I'm going fast. I hope you guys are, I'm trying to get it all in. I want to give you everything I can in this time frame. So yeah, time management is huge, you guys. I don't like to stay up late. I am, I don't, that's not my thing. Okay. So I will wake up early, 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Do I have to wake up that early? No, but I choose to. Why? Because like I said, time management is huge, and I choose to steward my time well because I was called to be a wife, a mother, a disciple, a business owner, a leader in my church, like a sister and aunt, all the things. So I want to make sure that everything that I have been called to steward in my life is going to get the attention that it needs. So I wake up early and I crush a heavy round of tasks in the morning. I do posting, adding my stories, following up from the day before, checking host to post comments. I send out 30 or more host to post asks. I send out 10 DT asks. We do also send out PM asks. I don't do as much as that, but I do, like if I've already talked to them about the business and the products, then I will ask them, hey, do you want to try some products? Because why not? But I do connect with my team. Okay. Then I go bring my kids to school. On the way home, I have a 30-minute drive one way and a 30-minute drive back to get my kids to school. So I'm utilizing that time to listen to self-development, not the radio, a book, a sermon, a YouTube video. I'm using that 30-minute time to feed myself before I feed anyone else. Okay. But really and truly, you guys, I had to create a schedule for myself so I could fit it all in. Like I said, I have a note section in my phone, and it's like, I'm doing these tasks at this time, these tasks at this time, these tasks connecting with my team, content creating. When am I going to make reels? When am I going to make story slides? When am I going to, like do all these kinds of things? Like breaking that up and having it on a list so that you make sure that you're getting it all in. And then when you're running around, right? Because like we're busy. It's the holiday season. You're going to be doing things. Before I get out of my vehicle, I'm going to take 5 minutes and do something. When I get back in my vehicle, I'm going to take another 5 minutes to do something before I go wherever else that I'm going. Just utilizing your time as best you can will go a long way. And then, right, yeah, and I'm an early riser before I'm a late. I'm trying to look at the Nope, girl, I will be sending out messages as early as I can. And I don't ever get nobody fussing at me that they're mad that I messaged them. Same thing though, some people, aren't up late, but turn your phone on silent. Sorry. My phone's on silent. Um, just kidding. But anyways, so time management, super important, communication. Um, yeah, so just making sure that you have your non-negotiables, okay? Everyone's going to look different. My task list is not going to look the same as yours, and that's okay. Okay? I am extremely consistent with getting my messages out every single day. It's something that I don't go a day without. Like even like yeah, while we were at the ranch, I still made sure that I got out messages in the morning before we did anything else. But so knowing your numbers, and here's the thing, sometimes we can get complacent in this business and we're just getting the checking off the task list, right? So like I have to go, okay, I'm sending out my messages, but I'm not getting 10 hosts to post up. Well, then that's not good enough for me. So if I send out the amount of messages that I sent out, but I didn't get the amount of hosts to post that I wanted up, then I'm going to send out more messages. And so figuring out what are your non-negotiables, writing them down, maybe sitting them to an accountability partner and saying, hey, listen, these are the things that I'm committing to doing every single day because we have 3 weeks left to earn Christmas cash and I need this Christmas cash for blank. What do you need it for? Attach it to something that's going to make you get up in the morning. That's going to make you stay up late because we don't want to do those things, right? But if we're doing it to pay off a bill or to, buy this for our family or to travel back home to see our family or you have to give up the good for the great. Okay. So I was willing to wake up early so my husband didn't have to go offshore anymore. I was willing to not watch TV anymore during the day so that my kids can be on all the extracurricular activities that they want to be in. I was willing to limit the amount of things that we do. Yes, it's holiday season. I want to have fun with my kids, but I have to make sure that my time for work isn't just pushed aside. I'm going to bring you to the lights and we're going to do the fun cookie decorating and we're going to do all these fun things. But mom has to get this stuff done even during Christmas break, when our kids are off for 2 weeks, my kids know, hey, mom's getting work done in the morning. I am a working mom from home. I am a stay-at-home mom, but I am a working mom from home as well. And that takes some of that mom guilt off of yourself and know that they get to sit right there next to you while you get those tasks done. And that changes everything for them. And the fact that they see their mom chasing their dreams. But mom has to do this before we get to go have fun. And then once we go have fun, mom has to get back and do more. Because if you want to be able to live the life that we live, mom has to do this. And yes, you're here right there next to me while I'm doing it, but you could be somewhere else. You get to be here while I'm doing it, right? So giving up the good for the great. And then communicating, listen, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. If you are doing everything that you know to do and you're not getting the results, I tell my team, come to me and talk to me. Let's have a conversation. Don't complain. Don't speak the death over your business. Well, this just isn't working. I don't know what's wrong. Da, da, da. No. Hey, listen, I'm doing these things. Can you help me figure out what I need to be doing to get where I want to be? I want to earn Christmas cash. Can you help me figure out what I need to be doing? Okay. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. If I don't know that there's a problem, I can't help fix the problem. And if I feel like, so that's as the enroller, right? If I'm your enroller and I don't know there's a problem, I can't help you fix it. But if you're like, I don't know what's going on, I'm doing these things and it's not working, and you don't come to me and voice that, I can't help you, right? But also, as the person who's feeling that way, and this is coming from someone who does this, I don't like to go to people and ask for help. Anyone feel that way? I don't like to ask for help. Okay, guess what? That's also everyone needs help. Literally, there's no one that doesn't need help. So for us to feel like we don't need help, like that's crazy. If we don't, so Callie Brown told me one time, she was like, Val, you could have called me and we could have had this fix like that. But instead, you're sitting here for weeks suffering in silence. Don't suffer in silence. Your enroller wants to help you win, but you have to speak. Communication is key. I tell my girls, The people that are winning on my team are the ones that are in my inbox the most, telling me what they're doing, asking me for help, shouting out the wins. And listen, me and my girls are like best friends. Like we talk about everything. We talk about not just the business, but life. And so as an enroller, make sure that your people know, because they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So make sure that it's not just, oh, how'd you do on your host post today? Oh, did you get your tasks done today? Hey, I saw y'all went do da da da. That looked like so much fun. Like having that relationship. And I'm red, very. I had to significantly, I used to be a very unhealthy red. I used to bulldoze my people. And if you weren't moving at the pace that I wanted you to move at, well, then I was on to the next. That was horrible. And but I'm gonna tell y'all, because I mean I'm not gonna sit here and not tell you the truth, okay? But I had to seriously grow my yellow because I wasn't having a relationship with people. And so my people weren't winning and my people weren't sticking and my people weren't succeeding. And I was failing them as a leader. So I had to step up and go, okay, Val, I'm the problem. Okay. What am I going to do to fix it? Well, I'm going to grow and I'm going to be better at the relationship side of it, because you won't go far in this business without relationships. You can get to diamond by yourself, but it's not fun. And it's going to feel like you're on a hamster wheel, and and it's going to continue to, it's not going to be sustainable, and you're going to be constantly running. You know how much more fun it is whenever you get to help someone win, whenever someone enrolls and they win and they earn an extra paycheck and they get to pay off a bill and they get to buy their kids Christmas gifts and they get to come home and be a stay-at-home mom and they get to change their life. That's the real gifts that we give from the business. The highest form of, what's it called? Getting paid. I can't think of the word. Whatever. It's fulfillment. The highest form of getting paid is getting fulfilled. And the way that you do that is by helping people win, by walking with them hand in hand, by meeting them at their own pace. You're going to have runners, but you're going to have joggers and you're going to have walkers. And you have to meet them where they're at and love them where they're at, because that walker can become a runner like that if you love them right now. And in February or March, they take off when boom season, well, January, February, March, whatever, when boom season's here. So make sure that you love them, meet them where they're at. Just because they're not signing and crushing it doesn't mean they're not valuable. They're still valuable, and you have no idea when they can flip a switch. Kelly Brown has a triple diamond, Yadira. She joined the business, didn't do anything for 6 months, then decided she was going to get started, went diamond like that. You never know when someone's life situation will change. And if you love them where they're at and you grow that relationship and they know that you care, people will stick around for loyalty even when they're not winning. And eventually, if they stick around long enough, because we all know, right? Everyone's different when you win, when you get started. But they'll stick around for the relationships. And if they stick around long enough, they will win. If you don't quit, you'll win. You keep going until you get there. You keep failing forward. You keep pivoting. You keep growing. You keep trying. You keep throwing things on the wall until they stick. And if you stick around long enough and you just don't quit, you'll win. And you got to keep on loving those people no matter where they're at, because it can change in an instant. Okay. So I think I covered everything that you wanted me to touch base on. If there's anything else that I missed.
Wow, Val. Wow. Like, girl. Woo! I'm getting emotional over here. No, that was amazing, amazing. Tiara, did you have anything that you wanted to add or had any questions for her that you could just think off of the top of your head?
I did want to say, if you guys have questions, y'all can drop them in the chat. I was writing down notes as you were speaking. You said something about you being a person that did not go to church. You did not have a personal relationship with God. And as you said that, I literally got chills because I know what it feels like to have a person come in and say, like, I needed this. Like, I needed this type of prayer. I needed this type of group. Imagine how it feels to be the reason that somebody changed their walk with God. Like, there is no amount of money that can make me feel good or make me feel better than that piece. And so everybody here, like, if you have a personal relationship with God, like, that should be your goal. We're supposed to be vessels, y'all. Like, we're supposed to be winning souls for God. So that was something I wrote down. And I also wrote down every level you go, you have a new lesson to know. I like that one better because, of course, we've heard like new levels, new devils, but I don't like saying devils. So I'm going to adopt that one instead. Every level you go, you have a new lesson to know. I want to point out, you guys, we never stop learning. Like, even as leaders, like, you never arrive. Like, you never arrive. This is like pastors, like, they never arrive. They're not just preaching at you or to you. Like, they also have to take the same lessons themselves. As leaders, we have to take the same lessons ourselves in our business. And that is why I love it so much here, because I'm constantly learning. I really enjoy learning. The other piece is, I'm also a red, Valerie, duh, like probably. And as reds, I do want to also point out, yes, you'll have yellows. You have to love on them. You have to, not yellows, any color. You have to love on all the colors of the rainbow, okay? But also, you don't have to slow yourself down to build that relationship. You don't have to change your goal to build a relationship and to show that you care. Does that make sense? So if you have a person on your team who just is not invested in going diamond while you're trying to go triple or something like that, does that mean you say, like, you know what, get out of here, don't get on these Zooms no more? You're not gonna shut the door on them. You still be there for them. You still leave the door open, okay? You still wish them well. You still let them know, like, listen, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for your situation. But you still go after your goal too. You don't she's not saying to put your goals down, you guys, while you are building these relationships. She's not telling you that you have to move slower so that people can catch up. She's saying meet them where they are. That means slow down, like, hey, boo, I love you. Okay, go. Give them what they need, okay? So did you want to say anything else about that, Valerie? Because I'm sure you've experienced that too.
Yeah. So last fall, I was at the lowest point in my business. I had a double diamond who was a very good friend of mine quit. I actually had two legs fall off. So I was like the lowest my business had ever been. And so I had to go, okay, okay, what am I going to do? Because I have to rebuild. I have to, and yeah, there's some people that are not running at the same pace as me that are good friends of mine in the business and that I've built with before. But I love you and I'm cheering you on and I'm here for you always. But I can't partner with you right now. You're not at the level that you need to be. And that doesn't mean you don't love them. It means you love them more because I'm not going to enable you and I'm not going to build your chart while you're sitting in the pit crying because you're not where you want to be when you have the capability to get out of that. I'm going to love you. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to coach you. But I'm going to continue going after my goals and running and building my business and going with the person who wants to win and who's hungry and who's ready to run with me and who's going to meet me and partner with me at the same pace. So 100%, we're going to still love those people. We're never going to kick them out, but I'm not slowing down because you want to. I'm going to keep going and I'm going to build with someone else. And when you're ready to come back full force, we'll go. But until then, I have to do what's best for my business because at the same time, like, this is still what pays my bills. And people are hungry and ready to run with me. That's who I'm partnering with right now.
Yes. And Danielle said, I'll just say that every time I start to slow up, I hop back on these weekly Sunday Zooms and boom, I'm back fired up, about to run and send off some messages. Yeah, I feel that I'm the one that lead the Zooms. Okay. That is the importance of connection. So I'm telling you right now, like, when you're not connected to your team, it makes a huge difference. When you're not connected to even corporate, like the Sunday Zooms and stuff like that, it makes a huge difference. The enemy likes to create isolation. He likes to create division. And anytime, he can't stop what God has for us, but he can put a little mental block up there. And if he can wedge himself in and try to throw us off mentally, he's going to do that every time. Connecting allows us to stay tunnel vision and focus on the end goal. So thank you for that point. And then Jessica has a question for you. There is the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you read it already? Okay.
I did. Yeah. So I would say, and listen, I don't hold back. Okay. I was very selfish in the beginning of my business. Like I said, I was a red. And let me just say this too, your color personality is not a crutch. It's not something that you can hide behind because all of us need to continue to grow, right? It's like I said, I had to grow. I couldn't just say I'm red. Oh, and this is how I am. No, I'm red and I'm going to choose to get better in the areas that I'm not good in, right? So, but I would say, it wasn't until, I mean, I would say it wasn't until I started realizing how important the relationships truly are on this business and the value of helping other people win. Because I would probably be double, triple, because I was making money in the beginning, but it was all about me. It was all about my rank, my enrollments, what I'm going to get out of this, what is this going to do for me? And yeah, I've had relationships before, but it wasn't until I realized that that's more valuable than the money. The highest form of compensation is fulfillment. That's what it was. So it was realizing the highest form of compensation is fulfillment. And the fulfillment comes from whenever I help someone else change their life. And it's not just about me. And when you stop looking at it and going, what about me? And when you start looking at it and going, it's not about me, that's whenever everything changed because I realized I wasn't here for me. Yes, God brought me here to get me out of the situation we were in and to change our financial situation. But again, He put me here to grow into the person that I was, that I could reach the people that He divinely assigned that I needed to reach. And the gifts that God gave you are not for you. Just like an apple tree doesn't eat apples, people passing by eat apples. The fruit that God gave you is for you to give to other people. And so it was when I realized, okay, this isn't about me, right? And I had some very loving leaders speak that truth and life into me. You need people around you that aren't just going to say what you want to hear, but are going to say what you need to hear. And that's whenever everything changed for me, is because I started realizing, okay, it's so much better to help someone learn and grow and find Jesus. Because I have so many ladies that have gone to church and gotten small groups and have grown their relationship. Being able to do that for someone, being able for someone to see, oh, I am capable, I am worthy, I am enough. That's when it got into me.
I have to speak to that too. I want to say, because I can hear how you're saying it, Valerie, and I like as a red, like sometimes we can be so hard on ourselves. It's like you kind of feel bad, like, dang, I was selfish in the beginning. But there's not a person that came into this business with unselfish goals. Every single person here started for their goals. And so each and every person that is on the Zoom, if it is your desire to get to double and triple and presidential ambassador, there's going to have to be a mental shift one day that goes like, oh, snap, it's not all about me. And it's that, first of all, that's when you'll realize that growth has happened within you. And it's so unbelievable for a person that's brand new in the business because you're still in selfish mode yourself. You're still trying to get it out the mud yourself. And I call it like building your foundation. You just got in yourself. Like, I'm still going after the little goals that I started this business for. So when you hear like your leaders and stuff saying like, I want my team to win, sometimes it's probably hard for you guys to believe. You probably still in your head like she just wants to win because you're still in selfish mode yourself. But I promise you, there's a mental shift that happens. And as she just stated, the greatest compensation is for fulfillment. I can't even describe how it feels to see a person that you brought in and helped from day one get to diamond, get to double. I haven't even had a person outside of my husband get to triple. Like the day that I have a person on my team go triple, like I can't, it's like, I can't describe it. Like, I don't know. Like I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Like that is the goal now. It's not, it gets to a point where it's not about you anymore. You know how to maintain your business with it not being about you. Like it's 100% about like, I got to get somebody to understand what triple's like. I got to get somebody to understand what president, oh my gosh. That's when the business has gotten into you because you just want for somebody else to feel what you have felt. It's not even like I got to share this feeling with somebody else at this point because like I can't even describe it anymore. That's it. So yes, everybody starts with selfish goals. And I think it's okay, because I don't even know how we would approach people and say, like, what's your goals for others? They'd be like, I'm just trying to figure out life right now. Like, we're helping them first, and then they're like, wow, I can take what I've gained and bless so many other people. That's the beauty of what we do. I love it. I love it so much.
I gotta add to that. Even though, like, for example, Jess, I didn't personally enroll her, but she is on my downline. And so being able to bless others to help them grow in this business, like I've had someone go Ruby and have somebody go Emerald. And now for someone to go Diamond again on my leg, like it was just wow, like, okay, do I do this or do I do this? But this can bless her. And this girl has worked so hard for Diamond. Just being able to do that, like Valerie said, that fulfillment, you cannot put a price on that. I don't care what anybody says. There's no amount of money you can put on being fulfilled by being able to bless someone and help them in this business. And so, like Tiara said, a lot of people still get stuck in their head. Oh, well, it is about me. It's about me. She just wants to promote. She just wants to promote. No, like I'm at that point in my business. I know going double I couldn't do that by myself. Maintaining double, cannot do that by myself. Going triple, that's definitely not by myself. Is it going to happen tomorrow? No. But in the meantime, how many more rubies can I pop? How many more emeralds can I pop? How many more diamonds can I go, build? Pushing Jess to double diamond, pushing Mo to double diamond. That's my focus right now. Who can I help on my team promote? Because when they promote, I still get to win because I get that fulfillment and I know I'm going to be blessed in the end. My triple will come when it's supposed to come. But if I stay focused on, okay, Arnice, who can you help rank up? I know it's going to happen. It's going to happen, period. Instead of just focusing on, Arnice, you got to do this, you got to do this. No, who can I help learn the business? Who can I help close a 4-on-1? Who can I help them teach their newbie Ruby? That it literally changes for you, y'all. It changes. So yes, you started this business by yourself, for yourself, but you are not alone. You are not doing it alone for yourself anymore. You are with a team that you are working with, that you are helping grow, and you are pouring that fruit into someone else because God gave you those skills and those talents and those gifts to be able to bless the next person. Do not be selfish and keep them to yourself, because if you do, you're going to block your own blessing. Do not block your own blessing. You cannot do that because you're like, well, why am I not getting enrollments? Have you been clapping for the people that are getting enrollments? Are you shouting them out in the chat because they got an enrollment? Are you being their biggest cheerleader? Are you helping somebody push them like, oh, they only need this much BB? Let me shout them out. Are you celebrating your sisters and brothers on this team? And you have to think about that and self-reflect. Like just said, look in the mirror. Are you doing that? That could be blocking your blessing. And when you start celebrating others, your enrollments will come. But yes, you got to do it genuinely. You have to be genuine about it. That Jabez mission, that Jabez prayer, enlarge my territory. Bless me indeed. Speak that over others, y'all. Speak that over everybody over this team. All right. Go ahead, T.
Well, Valerie, I don't want to hold you up any longer. I know you said you like to go to bed early. So if you have to go, you can. I have to share my notes with you guys from church today. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, like this is amazing. So I'm going to share that and I'll let you guys go. So he said, God won't remove the issue, but he will get into the issue with you and fix it with you. Some things are a problem to solve and some are a tension to manage. A tension that he wants to develop you in. What does the tension teach us? So whenever you have tension in your life or tension in your business, what does the tension teach you? It teaches you humility. And he said, there's always a humbling season where God shows you, no, it's not God. No, it's God who did it, not you yourself. And so how many of us got degrees? And then we thought like, oh, I did that. And then it's like, but the job ain't doing that for you. So it's like, no, it wasn't just you, it was God. So sometimes you feel that you don't deserve the season of humility. However, just because you do for God doesn't mean you're entitled to be blessed by God. Okay. Tension also teaches faithfulness, and faithfulness in prayer and patience. Teaches faithfulness in prayer and patience. We do one of two things when prayers are not answered. One, we quit quickly. Two, we quit quietly, meaning you slow down, you don't devote enough time to what you usually do. You still do, but not as much. Not doing things that you used to do, like hopping on Zooms, hopping on power hours, sending the messages. You send them, but not intentionally. Okay, we all been there before. And then he also said you may quit believing. He gave a Bible verse. For you have need, this is Hebrews 10, verse 36. For you have need of endurance, so that after you have done the will of God, you may receive the promise. He also gave James chapter 1, verse 2-4. Consider it great joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you experience various trials, because you know that the testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its full effect, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing. Let the challenges build us and not break us. God answers prayers in 4 ways. I have said this to the team a while ago, so some of you guys have probably never heard this before. I suggest writing it down, because I'm not just talking about prayers for your business. I'm talking about prayers for your life, okay? God answers prayers in 4 ways. Number 1 is no, meaning like no, okay? 2 is go, meaning he's giving you the okay to go after whatever you're wanting. 3 is slow, meaning I want you to have what you desire, however, slow down, okay? Or take it slow. And then the last one is grow, meaning, again, he wants you to have the desires of your hearts, but there's some places in your life that you need to grow in. And honestly, that's what we were just talking about. Can you accept, you need to ask yourself 2 questions. Can you accept God's answer even when it's not the answer you prayed for? That's number 1. 2, can you accept that God can relieve you of the pain, but also give you strength to endure the pain? And then, where am I? Don't idolize what I have or what other leaders have without idolizing the history. So we all have a history. We all had a process. We all went through the same headaches that you went through, the same no's, the same hurts, the same people quitting. Like, you can't just look at like, oh my God, she's at Triple Diamond or she's at Presidential Diamond, and that's exactly what I want, without also idolizing what we had to go through, without also idolizing how I lead. How does Tiara lead on the Zoom? Like, how is she willing to put time in for her team? Okay, you have to also consider those things. How much are you willing to do? You cannot grow your business off of just looking at, like, she did it, okay, I'm gonna just do what she did. Like, also idolize the history, meaning for you all, where you are, including myself, we have to post. You cannot post the highlights and have a secretive history. I'm gonna say that again. You cannot post that I just went ruby or I just went diamond, and the whole process of you getting there is secretive. That is not okay. It's not real. You want for those people that are joining your team to work, but you don't want to show the work. You don't want to show that you started here. You don't want to show them that as you got a customer one by one. You don't want to show them that you just got your first bonus. You don't want to show them that you just signed up your first business partner for the month of December. You have to be willing to show them the history, not just the outcome of, I got a Christmas bonus. We are asking for God to enlarge our territory, but how did you get the territory? Can we show other people how we got the territory so that they are also able to enlarge theirs too? Because that's the type of business that we have. We have a business that we're able to help other people enlarge their territory. But if they can't see the process, if they can't see the system and work in our lives and in our posts and stuff like that, how will they be able to come in and get that quicker than we were able to? That's the goal. Quicker than I was able to. Who has kids here? Everybody has a child, pretty much. Everybody here almost got a child, niece, nephew, something. Everybody here, you're not going to tell me that you don't want your child to have it easier than you had it. You're not going to tell me that you don't want them to get to their goal quicker than you were able to get to yours. If they could graduate high school early, like, you happier. If they could graduate college in 2 years when it took you 4, like, thank you, Lord. Like, you're so happy for them. You should be the same way about your team, your business. Okay? There's no secret way to success. You will go through things to build a testimony. And then 2 Corinthians 12, verse 10. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. People pleasing is not a good way for us to show that we are strong. It is not, wait, what am I trying to say? People pleasing will not allow us to receive insults, hardships, persecutions, or difficulties. For example, if you're saying, like, I can't speak on Zoom, I'm not ready to lead, you cannot please everyone and also please God at the same time. Y'all know that. And then he said, it's that feeling of uncertainty that's going to keep you praying and keep reminding you that this cannot be done without God. I'm going to say that again. It is that feeling of uncertainty. So when you're scared to speak, when you're speaking on Zoom and you're sweating, when you're having that phone call with the potential distributor and you're stuttering, when you're putting up that post and your palms are sweating, when someone's asking you a question and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. It is those feelings of uncertainty that is going to keep you praying and keep reminding you that this can't be done without God. And it's showing you exactly where the tension is in your life that you need to deal with anyway, because maybe it's not, I got a sponsor. Everybody has signed up for distributing. You're like, I don't know why she won't work, because I'm right here. I'm willing to show her. I'll show her everything. I can teach her everything, but she's just not willing to do, because that's not her tension. Her tension is not that she needs a person to show her. Her tension is that she's scared and she's going to have to deal with her own uncertainty and understand that that's what God is trying to work on her with. But if she's not ready to work on it, it's nothing you can do. You got to throw your hands up. Love her and leave her. Not leave her, but y'all get one. What else? Shift your prayer language. And he gave a whole bunch of different ways to shift your prayer. I'll just post that so I don't have to read them all. And that's it.
Hey, y'all. Yeah, never mind, Kason. So Tiara literally just made me think about this. We had actually talked about it Saturday, but what just popped in my head, y'all? Where 2 or 3 are gathered. Where 2 or 3 are gathered. And I'm saying that because Saturday morning, I did a Zoom with Maisha and Jasmine. And so many times we are waiting for us to have like several ladies or a team. And you don't need a team of 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 people before you can start gathering with them. Yes, Kason. Thank you, son. Goodbye. So I've been told him to go get something for me while I was muted, and he ain't bring it till now. But where I'm going with that, y'all, like, be okay with gathering, communicating, and doing your part for the people that are showing up right now. Because when you get comfortable and you get excited for just that, God is going to bless you with more. And y'all know I always tell y'all stuff that my grandmother said, stuff that my mom said. My grandmother used to always say, you cannot be blessed with more if you are not a good steward over what you have. And so are you okay with just doing a Zoom with 2 people? Are you okay with game planning with just one other person that you've locked arms with? And so literally getting on the Zoom with those 2 ladies and seeing their 2, it literally was like each one teach one. I had one person on, Maisha had 2 people on. Like, it wasn't that everybody had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people, but I was excited to see, I don't know if it was 8 or 9 squares up there. And I was excited. We were connected and talking to the right people. We were in the right place. Everybody there was okay and good with sharing their goals. We got to build that relationship. And now we can still continue to push forward and bring more people in. And so when we do these newbie trainings, I know we always say it's training on Tuesday. Do you have a newbie coming in? That is my goal. My goal is to have a newbie. And I don't mean a newbie that's a oldie, that's still acting like a newbie. I mean a new newbie. Like, I want somebody that don't know nothing. I want somebody that needs to get the basics on my Tuesday training. I'm saying my Tuesday training because it's a part of me, my team. It's not just Tierra. It's not just our niece. It's not just me. Like, this is your training. What are you contributing to the group that is here, but then also to the people that's coming in? And that is literally where my mind has been, because I have yet to enroll a new DT yet. And the ones that I enrolled last month are not communicating right now. But does that mean I can't get another one? No. Does that mean it's something wrong with the process, blah, blah, blah? No, none of that. My goal is that by Tuesday, I can have somebody that's enrolled and getting on training. And until I get a new newbie on that training, my goal is to continue to help the people that are already with me, connected and communicating, continue to push forward and help them get a newbie. Because even if I don't get my newbie this week, can I help Maisha get a newbie? Can I help Crescenda get a newbie? Can I help Marla get a newbie? Can I help our niece? Anybody here bring it? It always grows the team and it always gives you a newfound purpose. And so I just wanted to share that, y'all. Don't wait until you have, because if you can't talk to 2 people, that's exactly why you're saying I can't get on Zoom and talk in front of everybody. Because maybe you don't even want to talk to the 2 people that's willing to get on Zoom with you. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Hey, ladies. I just wanted to share the notes from church today. Y'all hear me? Okay, but yeah, it's really long, so please bear with me, but it was really good. So the pastor came from 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 6, for anybody that wants to go back and read it, because some things I might say you might not fully understand. So I had to really read the word again after church to fully understand it. Then he also referred to Psalms chapter 34, verse 18, and he used for a subject crushed but not destroyed. Everything always hits home for me and comes back to the business, so I had to tell y'all. So he said, based on, and it's based on what happened in the scriptures, he said, the first thing you must do is arise. And it sounded exactly what we say in our vision, every part of it. He says, you will never do anything physically that you haven't done mentally. If you have not done it in your head, don't expect it in your hand. Oh my gosh, that hit hard so home. That hit home so hard last month because I kept on saying that I want a Christmas bonus, but I'm like, Caleb, as much as you have been studying for finals, you think in your right mind that you have done the work to get a Christmas bonus? Be so for real. Like, once you do it in your head, though, you'll see it in your hand. So don't be having your hand out and you haven't done it in your head. Meaning, don't think that you're physically there, actually mentally be there. So you got to really be mentally tapped in. He said, make a choice. Everything isn't perfect. Life is not about what you feel like doing. You have to make a choice regardless of your feelings. So you get to say, I choose, I choose, I choose. I felt like I just kept hearing that when we were talking with Val, when our niece talks, when Shanice, when Tierra talks, when anybody talks. He said every coin has 2 sides, so you have the choice to flip it to the other side if you want to flip your life upside down, flip your rank, whatever the decision is that you need to flip, you have the choice to flip that decision. Turn your stumbling block into a stepping stone because you have a choice in your perception. The next part that he talked about was wash. So you need to wash away the residue of your past. You can't go forward if you can't get away from whatever you were looking for. That was in the backwards end of it. He said David is showing us that you can't move forward if you live in guilt, you live in shame, or you live in denial. You're going to keep being quote unquote stuck. I heard that same word from Valerie. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's in my notes. He said, don't be prohibited from going where you need to go because you can't let go. The same thing with us. If you are stuck on the fact that you haven't gone whatever rank that you wanted to go or whatever bonus that you wanted to get, you got to let it go and just move on. The next part that he talked about was anointing. He said you have to be crushed to change forms. I can personally attest to every month within the business since February when I first went Ruby, there were moments where I was crushed. Was I destroyed? No. Because I feel like every month I've learned something to get closer to Emery, get closer to Diamond, get closer to Double Diamond. So I don't feel destroyed whatsoever. I'm still showing up and going up for myself and my team. He said the old form was crushed, but the new form of the olive was better. Um, is the stuff that you're going through making you bitter or better? And he really broke down like the fact of the shepherd taking the oil and dropping it into the nostril. You just won't get that until you read the word. He also broke down the part where of the Bible where we talk about the shepherd's table and God blessing you in the presence of your enemies. And I completely looked at that a different way now because I didn't really understand it. But he said the shepherd's table is a table for hurt sheep. So he picks it up and holds it close to your heart, even though you're going through it. He's here for you. So God is picking you up and he's protecting you from the enemies because that is a time where you're in a vulnerable state. And kind of like what Tiara said earlier, when we get in a vulnerable state, we try to go into isolation. But that's not the time to you go into isolation. God created us to be around people. He said where two or three are gathered. So don't let the enemy get you into a corner where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm overthinking this, and I'm just consumed with the negative thoughts in your mind instead of the positivity. So yeah, he said you can't quit right now. God said, get up. You're crushed, but you're not destroyed. And then he talked about the cognitive triangle. He said that the cognitive triangle is made of three parts, which is your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors. So he said when one moves, we all move. What does that mean? If the thoughts expand behaviors and feelings have to alter as well. So he'll work with one part to align the others. And if he can't get a hold of any part, then he cannot get a hold of your life to change your whole life. So you have to make sure that your thoughts are aligned with your feelings are aligned with your behavior. But he'll work on one at a time so that he can align all three. But you have to let him. The next part he talked about was changing. He said he went to change his clothes because he wanted to prepare for another day. He changed his clothes to prepare for a place to go. So that's kind of like what Tiara was talking about when she said God will answer your prayers in one of four ways, and sometimes He's ready for you to go, but you have to be ready to change your clothes and get up and go wherever He's calling you to go. You can't be stuck in the same clothes from yesterday because you got to change your clothes. So he said he started acting before he got there. What that means is you can't wait until you get into Diamond to start acting like Diamond. You can't behave like Diamond once you get there. You have to behave like that before you actually become that. He said, so you believe you have received and it will be granted to you. You don't believe once you get it. You believe before you see it. I'm sure that's what our niece can tell you, Brittany tell you, Marla tell you. Anybody that has got the ranks and the bonuses that we want to get, they can all tell you. And then he says, get into your worship. You don't worship to get a fix. You worship to be equipped. Growth breaks a yoke and be still before the Lord. You have to experience a stillness and pour your heart out to God so He can heal and provide you in the areas where you need to sit down and be still. He needs to have a conversation and talk with you. Let Him pour into you. Don't talk too much. Sometimes we go into our prayer and we just talk and talk and talk. Let God talk to you too. You don't want to just always pour out to Him. You want Him to pour into you. You should leave that prayer with peace that passes all understanding. Let God fill you up and don't be empty waiting on people to fill you up. People can't fill you up. No enrollment has ever filled me up. The fact that God has blessed me with a yes or a no, that's what fills me up because that's what they said no, that doesn't mean they can't spin a block. That doesn't mean that they can't tell somebody else about it because people talk. People do talk and they're like, oh, she got this, but I don't have the money for it right now. Guess what? They probably just told somebody else that does have the money for it right now, and it's gonna bless you in the end. So Fulfillment is not just about always just about an enrollment or a bonus or a rank up. Um, yeah, what you eat matters. And that was just so funny to me because I'm like, oh, what we eat matters. Like, yeah, in the business, we need to, be mindful of that too. Like what we eat matters, and that's what we're putting out there as health and wellness. But I'm like, that's not what he's talking about. What you take in is what matters. So you can't request to be filled, then turn around and eat junk food. It's just like us in our business. You can't expect to go up another level if you're not doing personal development, if you're not doing spiritual development, if you're not connected in with the team. What we're hearing on the calls, we need to actually take it in and not just be on the call just doing like this or zoned out. Like if you're zoned out, you're not taking it in. You're getting junk food from whatever you're doing on your phone outside of what you're actually supposed to be listening to. So that's going to be very powerful, like, moving on. And then he says, practice this on a daily basis. However you see yourself, believe it in order to see it, whether that's through writing it or saying it, but do it 4 times a day. Wherever you want to see yourself, write it, believe it, see it, speak on it 4 times a day to distract yourself from those negative thoughts that are overclouding your mind. But yeah, that's pretty much everything he said. I couldn't hold on to that and just leave it for me. I just wanted to share it with y'all.
Hey, ladies. I listened to a sermon this afternoon. And it was two things that I felt like when he said it, I was like, ooh, that is so good. And so I wrote it down in my notes. Now, he was talking about sowing. And he said, sowing can be defined as an act of intentional investment, planting, or offering of one's time, resources, energy, or faith into something with the expectation of spiritual growth, development, or reward. And then he broke down kind of like this. It says, it is so, S-O, is about your agreement, but it is so, SOW, is about making adjustments. So when we sow a seed, what adjustments are we making for that seed that we are planting? And then he said, never sow a seed where you can't see it, because you can't spell seed without C. And sometimes maybe we're planting a seed in the wrong territory or with the wrong intentions, basically. So be mindful of where you're sowing that seed. And he said, thank God for the big stuff and the necessary things. And the example he gave, he said, y'all thought I was going to say little things. Well, waking up is not little, it's necessary. And it made me think about the business. So getting up host polls or getting phone numbers and even getting enrollments is not the little stuff, because it's the necessary things that we need for our business to thrive. We need those things in order for our business to work and for us to see the results that we want. And I was like, that is so good. So I wanted to share those two things.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? All right. So I just wanted to share what I heard in church today that really stuck with me, and I had to write it down in all caps. But the pastor was reading today from Revelation 3, 19 through 21. And he said, God's love should cause us to do something. And that was like really big because like personal growth for me has been really big and also my spiritual growth. So like obviously we have a calling and we all agreed to do the business for a reason. And this journey has been amazing so far because, yeah, I started because, of course, I needed some extra money. I have a big blended family, and it's hard working a full time job, being a mom, and just coming and also doing something out of my comfort zone. And it's been amazing because I have grown so much to the point where it's like it amazes me at times of how much I've grown. And um, I'm in therapy, that also helps too. But just you all here have been very inspiring. This past weekend was amazing. If you haven't done a dream board or a vision board, that was my first time doing it, and it was great. And just like waking up, I actually have it up on my wall. When I wake up, that's the first thing I look at. So having that vision out there is, something just to look forward to, you know, just have an actual goal for the new year. So like I said, God's love should cause us to do something. So we just have to do it in order for those blessings to continue to come into us. So, yeah, that was all I wanted to say.
Did you want to unmute Christian? Okay.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Mhm.
Okay. Hello. My name is Christianda, if y'all don't know. I'm very fairly new. Um, I just wanted to get on here and first and say, you ladies are such an amazing group. I am a pre-K kid. I grew up in the church. I have my own anointings. I have my own calling. However, sometimes you get distracted and you get off the street that you were supposed to go on. But I want to say this. In my little time being here, you ladies have blessed me. Y'all have given me the confidence that I need to get back in line with my Lord Jesus Christ. And I just want to thank y'all for being so positive. Um, just being simply you all. So I just want to say that first. But I also want to say to people that are fairly new or may have been getting the same thing I'm getting, we working hard, we getting shut down, we continue to work hard, we getting shut down. My motto now, ladies, I don't care about being shut down. I'm just going to continue to do the work. I'm going to continue to get on Mindset Sundays because I look forward to these Sunday nights. I'm going to continue sending out my messages, continue doing what I need to do because I believe that God brought me here for a reason. And I believe that He's going to allow me to touch other people to expand not just my territory, but you all as well. Also, I want to say, Maisha was like, Christianda, you need to come to conference. I'm like, it's Christmas time. I don't have no money to go to conference. Y'all, I got paid one, two, two times, and that bought my conference ticket. So I'm saying this, y'all keep up the good work, trust God, believe that it is so. I am a woman of faith. I have my own vision board that I did. Maisha seen it. But I believed that I was going to conference. I believe that I'm going to move on up the ladder because I have already spoken that to the in the atmosphere. I already gave it to my daddy Jesus, and he's gonna help me get it done. So anybody that feels like they want to give up, I'm just telling y'all, do not give up. Keep pushing. And I'm about to call my cousin out. She's on here. She came up under me and she kind of like, oh no, this is not for me. So, I kind of let her be. But she came back around and was like, hey, I think I want to give this thing a go again. She doing so good. She doing so amazing. So just keep pushing, ladies. Keep pushing. That's all I had to say.
So good. Christian, you got my nose burning over here, girl. Try not to drop no tears. All right, I don't see any other hands. Thank you to all the ladies that unmuted tonight. We did have a beautiful dream board party on yesterday. Thank you to Pastor Vicky for hosting it and like letting us have it at her church yesterday. We really appreciate you for that. and for always opening up your space to us. So that is everything we have for tonight. Don't forget to get your picture. I see some head shaking. No. Unmute if y'all have to unmute.
Yes.
Okay.
Conference ticket, y'all. Krishinda just said it. Make your Christmas bonus. Get these PM bonuses, y'all. That will pay for your conference ticket. Get that stocking stuffer. That can pay for your flight if you got to fly there, okay? Get in that room. This is an investment in your business, in your future, in your family, especially if you have a family, okay? Get in that room. Second thing, the deposit for the Prez house, that is coming up due, is it the
Friday.
13th?
Mhm.
Friday, y'all. Okay, we all are going to get a commissions check this week. Okay, if you got to use that to pay for it, yes, it is the holiday time, but we know again, our business is what is helping some of us eat. It is being able to bless our kids with the Christmas or being a yes mom or whatever it may be. For me, it's blessing my grandmother to pay for her taxes in January. I'm going to be in that room. So I'm going to do what I got to do to get there. This is a small investment. Some of y'all may call it sacrifice, but change your mindset, change your vocabulary. Okay. Life and death in the power of the tongue. This is an investment. So please be intentional about getting your deposit paid so that we can have somewhere to sleep and fellowship and continue to pour into each other when we get there. All right.
All right. Go ahead, Maisha. And Maisha, can you also close us out with the prayer of Jabez?
Oh yeah, I got it right here. Okay. I'm gonna be real quick, but I just wanted to say because everybody's talking about conference, and I having Krishinda talk, like y'all, that brought tears to my eyes because she my baby. Like when Tiara and Brittany be telling me like, Maisha, you in leadership now, these are your babies. I felt that today. Like I got teary eyed. I was like, that's my baby. She did so good. But I say that to say, like, before conference, I didn't have a downline. I went to conference by myself. And to like when Val and Tierra was talking about, like, you get so excited helping other people. Like, I'm so excited that I, like, even gave her the confidence, the push, the drive to even want to come to conference, want to do the business, even though she told me no in the beginning. That's all like our story. And y'all, I've known Krishinda since I was a freshman in college. Like we've known each other. Like, and so like to go through that part of my life and then as an adult able to relink and like do the business and like stories intertwine. And I tell her every day, even though she called me every day and she messaged me all day, every day, I'd be like, girl, I'm gonna have gray hair, but I love it and I love her and I love the process. So, I mean, all of that to say, like, from September to now, like, I know y'all have seen my story because I be very loud now. I'm loud and vocal about it. But y'all, it's been a journey, but to see it unfold in like a blink of an eye from nobody to a team to Zooms to confidence to just everything. Like, just be loud, intentional, and don't care. Like I told Brittany the other day, like I was telling her about somebody messaging me, and I'm like, she can't tell me nothing about my business. Like, she can't tell me nothing about my products. Like you just have to stand on business with your business, like point blank period. So I just had to say that because I was really teary eyed when my baby got up there.
Speaking of baby, I have to give the analogy that I gave to I think it was Jessica and Brittany this weekend. And this should help everybody, especially those who are like, why is it a big deal if I go and talk to this other leader? This, like, I swear, the way, if you really look at your business like a family tree, that's the best way to understand your business. So, like, if I did not sign you up, I would be like your grandma, basically. And then, like Brittany and the people who she signs up, like those are her babies. Like anybody that I sign up, those are my babies. Like I have to take care of them. We are sideline sisters. So if you didn't get signed up by Jessica, That's your sideline sister. So Jessica, Shanice, and Marla, they sideline sisters. So if somebody that Jessica brings in, her baby, goes to Shanice, Jessica will be like, why are you going to your auntie when I already told you XYZ? Because that's the same thing you would do with your child. That's the same thing you would do with your child. Why are you going to ask her when I already told you this? And your sister better tell you that your child came over there and said XYZ. Okay? That is how you should look at your business. Like, for real, that's the dynamic. It should be that way. If you look at your business in that manner, everybody here should want to have babies. Why you don't want to expand your baby, like your family tree? Like, what's going on over there that you don't want to expand your family tree? So yes, that's how you should look at it. Hopefully that helps. You got to keep your kids in line. Keep your kids in line. All right, that's it. Maisha, I'm gonna let you close us out.
Okay, I'm gonna say the Jabez prayer. Okay. And Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I may not cause pain." So God granted him what he requested. Amen. You ladies.